views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
We said stay in your lane. What we said, stay in your lane. What we said, stay in your lane. What we said,
Stay.
ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, 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 set, goes. Mind your business. Hello, welcome to the Stay in Your Lane podcast. I'm your host, Samanta Harmond. How are you guys doing? Today is Monday, October the 6th, 2025, and this is episode 52. Oh my God, guys, can y'all believe it? I cannot believe I recorded 52 episodes. The thing that happened when you just start, get out of your head and just start. You never know how far you can go. You understand? And as you continue doing it, you just get better and better. You understand? So before I get into this episode and start preaching to y'all, I hope you guys went out and check out my latest episode. It's on YouTube at SLAOESSEX. And go to your Stay in Your Lane playlist. It's with Nazir. Amazing episode. He's a returning guest. He's like one of my top viewers. His story is just very rainbow. Then go to Spotify, and also you're able to check out that episode also at SLAOESSEX. In the meantime, I hope you guys are following me on Instagram at stay_in_your_lane_podcast, or you can follow the podcast page also at ECC podcast. All right, so with no over ado, I hope you guys is doing amazing. It's October, it's my month, and listen to me, we're about to close it out with a bang, right? So today in the studio I do have a guest with me. So with no over ado, we're just gonna go right into it. So please welcome to the mic. We have on the Stay in Your Lane podcast. His name is Dom. So I'm gonna let him do the honor of introducing himself fully. Take the stage. There you go. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, everybody? Name is Adamu, but all my friends and everyone else call me Dom. So,
Okay. And who is Dom?
What's
your major?
business and economics.
Okay, so you're a student at Essex County College, and give me a little background.
So I'm actually, I guess I would be considered a returning student because I originally started that would be 2019. But once I finished my semester, essentially COVID happened and a few other personal things happened. So I was out of school for a while.
Okay,
So.
it happens. And what were you studying at that time?
Same thing. So business and economics, but currently I also added on a certificate for career management as well. So.
Okay, I love that. Isn't it things just be happening? Life just be lifing, right?
Literally.
You just make a plan and then boom.
When I tell you, first, obviously it started with missed the deadline by a day. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll just go back in the spring. When the spring comes around, COVID happens. So from there, everything was just all over the place.
Just went downhill. You just fall into that COVID trap that many of us did, right? Ooh, so how are you doing today?
Definitely really good. Super tired. So
What have you been doing to be tired?
So ended up going to sleep too early yesterday. So I woke up really early this morning. Had a quiz and a super long class. Between that time, I had a little break. So I tried to get a little bit of studying done. And then after I leave here, it's definitely going for the gym. So.
Okay, so you're a guy that loves to work out?
I'm not going to say I love to work out, but put it like this. I love the way working out makes me look, so I enjoy doing it for that.
And listen to me. Is it that inner confidence? Is it like the inner? Or are you doing it for the exterior?
It's a mix of both. So for me, if I go to the gym on the days where I really don't want to go, even if I don't necessarily do like a full workout, the fact that I went gives me like a I accomplished something for the day, basically, even if all I planned on doing was just relaxing.
Okay, I love that. So, beside out of school, do you work?
Oh, of course, yeah.
What do you do?
So, just work a regular retail job, but recently I was actually approached for a promotion. So I'm within the next, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks, I'm gonna be training for a management position. So
That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I used to be in retail.
yeah, when I tell you, depending on the day, it could be either really smooth or really, really rough. So
Guys, let me stop this because I can hear myself. I got some gummy bears, and they're so good.
She's
Even
not
Damo,
lying.
you almost eat it off.
She is not lying.
It's called the Tummy Beans. Is that the Tummy Bears? Sour vegan fruit mix. It is really good. The first time I'm trying it, but I'm hearing myself eating it and I can hear my mouth. So let me just stop that because I'm gonna get carried away. Too excited. No, but I used to do a retail job. I used to work at Century 21, and from Century 21, I worked at Verizon, and then went into the phone section, which I fell in love with so much. I didn't love it until COVID hit, of course, and then I changed career field and went into fundraising, same marketing and sales, but more of a direct, going out there on the street, getting people to donate to different charities. It's like, give me a card.
Oh yeah, I definitely
You don't
want to
like
talk
this
to you
charity.
about that after
You
this.
don't like this charity. They're doing an amazing job. Try to pull the heartstring and try to get them to donate. So that was really a part of my life that I really love. But I love retail. It's really good. But how are you feeling today coming on the show?
Now I feel like I'm not gonna be able to measure up to some of the other guests because there was oh my god, I can't remember the name of the episode, but he did. I believe it was 22 years in prison. That I actually rewatched the first part twice.
Oh my God, he is. That's Anthony.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an episode. That was a really good. He loved it. We did part 1 and part 2. I don't know if you listened to part 2.
Yeah, I have to listen to part 2 when I get in the house because I saw it drop and I was busy all week, so I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah, let's catch up with part 2. Part 2 is when he gives you the nitty gritty of how he really stay on his cue, keeping his mind outside of prison, and still in this world, and him coming out now, and advice to the youth.
Yeah,
You understand? It's really epic. That episode was good. The thing is, everybody has their own story. You're not trying to compete with no one that comes on the show. You get what I'm saying? Your story is yours. His story is his. Everyone, if you listen to my whole 50, not all 50 episode is with guesses, because some is personal.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to get back to that personal, but I just been doing a lot of interviews since the semester start, and I'm really happy about that because last semester I didn't do so much. So this semester it's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I've been getting a lot of guests.
Hey, as you should.
Thank you. But yes, you don't got to match up to anyone. It's just your story. It's really good. Last week I interviewed, last week I interviewed the president of the Alumina. Her story is very inspiring too. So don't worry, but you're feeling good to be on. Is your first time being on a podcast?
So it's actually not my first time being on a podcast because I used to do it with my cousin and his friends actually.
Really? Mm-hmm. What was the name of it?
So the name of the channel itself was it's called Black Carpet Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like a fun podcast. So each episode would be a little different, but we never had a real name for it. We just called it Black Carpet Entertainment Podcast. So.
That's not bad. You guys talk about everyday thing, or do you guys talk about like personal stories and how you guys navigate in life?
Yeah. So some of them will be personal stories, and other times it might be like a topic based thing. So let's say crazy thing happens inside of social media, whatever the case may be, we'll end up talking about something like that and then bringing in our personal side of it. Okay,
I love that. So what's crazy happening in social media these days?
I know one of the most recent things that I've been seeing is Aisha Curry said something I don't think was super crazy.
Oh my God, I was just listening to that.
Yeah, because I think the way she said it is what people are mad at, but I don't necessarily think what she said is crazy because basically all she said was I wasn't necessarily planning on having kids and I was expecting to be a career person.
Mm-hmm. And it so happened.
Yeah, it just it kind of just fell into her lap. So I don't really think that's crazy, but hey.
But isn't it? Didn't that episode happened like a few months ago and it just came resurfaced?
Honestly, it probably did. Because
Yeah,
normally
it
that's how that
happened
stuff
like
happens.
back in August, I think. And it just literally resurfaced.
Yeah, so like I said, I think it's really normal because even for me, I don't necessarily think I want children, but I'm sure in the future I'm going to end up having some. So it's not going to be a thing of, oh, I don't like my kids because I didn't want them. It's more of, oh, I just didn't expect for you guys to be here.
You know what it is? What I realized is she's a woman. She was speaking from the past, right?
Yeah.
So she wasn't speaking from the present now. She was speaking from her younger self.
Yeah.
And that's what people fail to understand. And they're not, and a 20-year-old her, 19-year-old her, she was looking to just go in Los Angeles, have a career. She had a future. You understand? And just so happened to her, she and her husband end up having a baby. She wasn't expecting to have a baby. She wasn't looking to trap him.
Exactly.
To have a baby to get a bag. She wanted something for herself.
Yeah, and the other part about it too, I think, is because a lot of people tend to hate on Aisha Curry, for lack of a better term, just because some of the other things that she said in the past, which even then I would say it's basically her track record that's making people look at her kind of funny. But even then, I don't really think it's what she's saying is crazy because it's realistic.
It's realistic. I think people just taking it overboard, saying like, oh, she never wanted kids. And then she feel like Steph Curry kind of like hold her down with the kids and stop her career. The thing is, when it comes to women, it's so funny because the interview that I did last week with Shelby, she's an older woman in her 50s, right? 2 kids, old, grown and everything. And now at her age, everything that she wanted to do when she was younger, she never expected to have kids.
Yeah.
She started college when she was young and then end up dropping out, end up having kids. Now she's finding her career path. And now she's finding her passion. Now she's doing something for herself. And I think many women or even men that's turning around because it's them that's on the internet, like spinning it and everything, especially in the sports entertainment. It's like they're twisting it and everything.
Talk about it.
Women want to feel a purpose. They don't want to their husband have their own career. They want to have something too for themselves. And not everybody want to have kids first and career later.
Exactly.
You understand? Some people want to have their career first, feel like they have something where they're not living through their kids. You understand? Because that's where you find a sense of purpose, like you have something.
Yeah, because most people, one of the things that I actually found out too was that most people actually don't even find their, for lack of a better term, their purpose up until they're in their 40s and 50s, really.
Yes, true.
So if you ever think about the fact that, oh man, I feel like I'm behind, I'm not here, I promise you, you're actually at a really good pace. Just slow down a little bit and think about it. You're probably fine.
Not every, and I think that's where a lot of people, it's because of the comparison and the, especially now the world that we're living in, it's so fast. So you feel like, oh my
Extremely.
God, the years are going by. I'm not gonna make it. But many of these legacy, many of these pioneers and people that we look up to, they didn't make a big impact till they're like in their 40s, their 50s, and their 60s. You understand? That's when they make a big impact. Yes, it's good if you're a person that find your passion when you're in your 20s and your purpose. That's good. But that doesn't mean if you're in your 30s, late 30s, early 40s, life is done.
Yeah,
it's not.
And to compare it to sports, something like let's say like a basketball player, football player, their careers, once they hit about, if they're lucky nowadays, let's say 35, that thing that you had your passion for that you found out early is gone now.
Yes.
So at that point, you have to figure out the rest of your life
for something
without
else.
That thing. Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah, so it's pros and cons to each one.
That is so true when you speak about it, because these players, especially the footballers, as soon as they reach the 30, I feel like as soon as they reach the 33 mark, 34, 5.
Yeah.
Other people start looking at them as old because the younger one, oh, he's 23, he's active.
Yeah, and mind you, 34, people consider that the prime of your life. Crazy.
It is the prime of your life, of course. It's your prime. It's like the new, to be honest with you, 33, but it's like the new 23. I'm about to be 33. Many people don't even look
That's
at
crazy.
Sunday come, my birthday is October 12th. I'm about to be 33. And I can't believe it. I don't have no kids yet. I'm not married. But is it going to happen? Yes, it's going to happen because I'm speaking it into manifesting it. It's going to happen. But I don't have it right now. Am I going to beat myself up? No. I have my best friend. She's in her 40s. She has her wife. She has her wife now, but she has her whole career. She has to work her way. She was in the military, graduated from the military, spent 10 years in the military. Now she finally in her 40, 41, 42, she finally, her purpose, everything that she prayed for and everything is now cemented and everything is now coming. I may not be where I want to be right now at 33, at 32, 30, I'm 33. But that doesn't mean that I'm behind.
Not at all.
I'm not. You understand? So you're definitely right in that. And then you see a lot of the football players, they go do commentary. I try to find something like they become unknown.
Yeah.
So it's like definitely. But I want to switch gear and talk about you. What does stay in your lane mean to you? You're on the show.
Okay, so stay in your lane to me means all the things that make you the individual that you are.
Yes.
Retain them and enjoy them.
Love that. And how are you using that within your life currently?
So for me, I tend to be a fairly open book, easy to speak to type of person. Mm-hmm. So whenever I can, I always speak to people that have like different backgrounds, different views than I do, so that I can just understand essentially. Never really judge, but just to get an understanding of, oh, this is how you see things. I wonder how you got to that point of seeing things like that. And once I understand it, I can basically, gain a little bit more knowledge on different things. That's generally how I learn. So.
Okay, that's good. So what lane would you say you're cultivating now? Have you find your lane in your work history, or are you still trying to find it?
I would say I'm definitely still trying to find it. Because whenever you have a lot of different like skills or talents, it's really hard to find that one thing where you're like, oh, I love this. But obviously I do have things that are like favorites that I enjoy. So for me, I love cooking. In the future, I want to own a food truck. So.
Okay, you want a food truck. What kind of food would you sell?
I would definitely say leaning more towards a mix of like American cuisine and Guyanese cuisine, because I am Guyanese American.
Okay.
Yeah, Guyanese American.
All right.
So it would definitely be a mix of those, and then I love baking as well, so it would definitely have a lot of the Guyanese pastries, because I love Guyanese pastries.
I love that. So you mentioned something about you still trying to find your footing and finding your lane, right? I see that you studying business management. What do you hope to achieve with that career?
So beyond the fact of owning the food truck in the future, which that is a longer term goal of mine, I actually just want the associates in the business to make sure I have some sort of credentials behind my name in case, let's say obviously the food truck, let's say it doesn't succeed. I can always go into another form of management or corporate job.
Yes.
Hey, I did these things when I was younger. I also have the certificate. Let me in, basically.
I like that because these, education, we have to keep learning and growing, right? And a lot of companies, once you have that back in, they show that you are disciplined, right?
Yes.
You went to school, you were able to complete. Doesn't matter how many times you drop out, you complete it.
Yep.
And that's what counts. So that's good. I love that for you. So I have to ask you, right? What's one story from your life that tested your lane but ended up shaping who you are today?
Actually, I'll probably use one of my friends, actually.
Yeah.
So this is quite literally, I don't even call him a friend. Like, I call him my brother. Like, literally, I've known him since I was basically 7, 8 years old. So it was me, him, and one of our other friends, same thing, super close with him too. Around the time when I ended up being out of school, passed by his house, we were talking about some stuff, watching some shows, and then it came, the process of, what are you doing with like school and everything? And I told him I'm just, waiting to for the deadline to clear up so I can sign up for the next semester. For all intents and purposes, what I explained to him, like planning wise, they were like, essentially that's it. That's all you were doing. And I thought that was a pretty decent plan because I normally tend to plan more for like short-term things because it's kind of hard to see the long-term.
Yeah.
So that, for, not to sound like crazy, but that like bothered my spirit. I was like, damn, wow, I thought I was doing pretty good. I guess not.
Yeah.
So I didn't end up talking to both of them basically for like a year and a half.
Wow.
Now, something happened in, like I said, the same friend from 8 years old in his life that made me basically like I had to go and see him.
Okay.
So show up to his house, didn't let him know I was coming, nothing. His parents open up the door, literally, mind you, his parents are older. Mm-hmm. Dad jumps out the door and gives me the craziest hug, like as if he just saw his parents come back to life.
Oh, wow.
Walked into the door. He comes downstairs. No words, no faces, nothing. Just walked up to each other. Mm-hmm. Craziest hug and embrace I've probably ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Now, for most people, if they didn't speak to someone for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, they would just consider that person dead to them. Like that wouldn't.
True. Like
that
me.
friend, like that friend just wouldn't be a friend anymore. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I realized is you might be like upset in the moment. You might be aggravated by someone. Just because something is happening now doesn't mean that that person doesn't care about you. Mm-hmm. And it also doesn't mean that things can't go back to the exact way they were beforehand. Because the same friend, I was literally just with him yesterday, and I spent that entire evening with him.
So you feel that what he said to you, in the moment of what he said to you, it hurt your feelings because you thought he was like kind of putting you down.
Yeah,
you didn't really see the bigger picture of him, like trying to tell you, like, bro, that's all. Like, come on, you can do more than that. Yeah. Like, get it together.
Yeah, because one thing that I will say is they definitely see like potential in myself that I don't
see,
that I don't always see.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate them every time that they do have those moments like, you can do more than that. Come on now, type of thing. So
that sounds like something that happened with me and my friend. She did give me a hard talk one time, but at that time I was going through so much, and in those time I didn't really see it what she was saying because I felt like I was being compared to others, and not understanding where I'm at. But as time goes by, I understand I had to let it go and look within myself and work on myself instead of like avoiding her. And think the relationship is not how it used to be, but she's still in my life. She feeling unappreciated in certain way because she felt like I didn't appreciate her, but I do appreciate her. It's just the way I show it. So sometimes when friends really care about you, they always see the potential in you. And sometimes some of these conversation can be very hard and you feel like they're really putting you down and you just drift away, kind of have some resentment.
Yeah, and being honest with you, those same two friends are a part of the reason that I'm in school now.
Look at that.
Because one of them actually paid for my summer course.
Wow.
Because obviously at the time I didn't realize that the summer courses weren't covered by financial aid and everything.
Yeah.
So he said, no, I want to make sure that you get that degree so that when the future comes around and all of us are doing our big things in the future, it's never a thing that you could look back on and say, oh, I didn't get to do this. I wish I did. That wish is going to happen, so I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it. He literally paid for 2 of my summer courses.
Friends like those is amazing, It's going to be hard. I tell people friendship is going to, not all the time you guys going to be on good term, but if you guys can go have the hard talk of what it is and get over it, then it will definitely be good. So you didn't talk to them for a year. Did they reach out to you?
So, it's funny. One did, the other didn't. But the one that didn't reach out is the one that I'm even closer to. Mm-hmm. So it didn't bother me in any way. But because of just how I am, like personally, I don't necessarily show crazy emotion or anything like that. I always do it through actions. So when his birthday came around, I actually just left a birthday gift for him at his door. Oh, wow. So
you still care.
Yeah, left the gift there. Put the little card inside and all of that sort of stuff. Just rang the door, and then drove off because I know it would take him a minute to answer the door anyway. Mm-hmm. So got the gift, and then he just sent me a message. thanks, bro. I really appreciate you.
That's
Yeah.
brotherhood right there. And that's
Yeah.
good that you guys could come back around, even if it take a year. And that's the thing. When you really have good friendship, even when you and them don't talk, you're still thinking about them.
Every time.
You're still like, it's still there. You're still thinking about them. I fell out with my best friend for 13 years. I don't think the friendship will ever go back together, like we will ever talk, because of the way it ended. It ended pretty bad. And we never had an argument before. That was like, we had a fallout before, but it's where I avoided her. I didn't talk to her, so she didn't know what happened. She just did something in her mouth, like really. And I didn't talk to her. We end up back rekindling and every single thing. She moved to America. And then things just happened. Last year, me and her fell out real bad. Like, that never happened before. So there's friendship where you fell out with them and there's no coming back. And there's friendship where there's a way to talk about it and it will come back. But with her, I still think about her. I still wish her the best. I know she's an amazing woman. She's out here doing her thing and stuff. And that's part of love. It's how I put it. It's a love, no hate. I used to have hate. I don't have no more hate or resentment because that only holds me down. But it's where you just have to love them from a distance and just wish them the best. I'm not sending no bad energy your way or anything. I wish you the best. How we ended, if I was in the mindset that I'm in right now, things wouldn't have happened the way it did. But last year I was at my lowest and I needed you to be there and understand that. And you triggered me in many different ways and you weren't there as a friend to really understand that. So thing escalated. So sometimes it's good that you can definitely come back. So you grew up in Newark?
So just outside of Newark. So I grew up in Irvington.
In Irvington?
Yeah.
So what was that childhood like? Because you say you're Guyanese too, right?
Yeah. So first off, my parents are extremely, extremely understanding. So my dad is a little bit more Americanized than my mom. My mom still has the full Guyanese accent, still speaks the exact same way, everything.
Nice.
So I had like a literal Guyanese child's upbringing to the point where I had like a light accent when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So as I grew up, spent more time inside of like elementary school, middle school, high school, things like that. Obviously, over time, lost the accent, and then it was almost like culture shock because the kids that may have been Guyanese that grew up in Guyana, and then the American kids that grew up here, it's like, ooh, I don't really fit either one of these because I'm not Guyanese enough for the Guyanese kids, not American enough for the American kids, but I'm like that right there in that line. So it kind of helped me like branch off and meet a lot of different people, a lot of different like backgrounds and everything. So I definitely needed that basically.
So you had both mom and dad in your life?
Yeah, even now, yeah.
That's good. Are you the only child?
No, so I'm actually the oldest of 5.
The oldest of 5? So you're
Oldest
the
of
big
5.
brother.
Yeah.
What's the youngest?
So the youngest is, I believe he's 8 now, actually.
8 now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So would you say you had a good upbringing?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So for the longest time, I didn't realize that like my parents were just like regular people basically because you would have never thought it from the way that we were raised, the things that they did for us, things that they bought for us, all of these types of things. So every summer we would have some form of vacation, whether it's we go to a water park or we might go to Virginia to visit my dad's side of the family, things like that. So we always had at least one vacation every summer. Grew up in a house, big backyard, basketball hoop in the back, bikes for all of us to use. So yeah, it was I would say a really smooth upbringing.
That's good. I love that. So you were a good kid in school.
Oh, most definitely. Now, because of the way that I learned, I did tend to get fairly like bored because I don't really learn necessarily from, read this textbook, read these notes. If I have a conversation with whether it's the teacher, professor, other students, I'll learn much more and I'll remember more from that conversation than I would ever be just being lectured at, basically.
So has teenage you, right, growing up as a child and adulthood, what would you say is the biggest change you see in yourself?
As funny as it sounds, I feel like I'm more understanding of how people's emotions are going to affect the things that they do and say. Because as a teenager, I was very, very like logical and very straight to the point.
Yes.
Even with how like I spoke. So I didn't really take into account, oh, this person might be feeling this way on this day or anything like that. If they ask me a question, oh, this is how you fix that. That's it. Okay. So it was sometimes hard for people to understand like why is he so mean but so nice at the same time? It's literally because of just the way I spoke.
Nice,
not necessarily.
Nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have you went through any heartbreaks?
Realistically, no, because the first like technical heartbreak, I guess, I realized I didn't really care about her as much as I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he just said that?
Because so that was for me. That was like my first year of high school. Well, going into my first year of high school, had a girlfriend for a year and a month or two, something like that. When we broke up, I literally shed 3 tears exact, and I was like, it's not that bad. And I just went to school the next day. That was literally it. But through in my senior year, I did meet my girlfriend, who I'm still with now.
Ooh, good.
And the only reason I have not already married that girl is because I just don't have the cash to give her the type of essentially celebration of us that I feel she deserves.
I like that. Soon.
Oh, definitely.
You're laying in the foundation, so that's good. It's gonna be big, like a mustard seed.
Of course.
So shout out to her. Hey, girlfriend. He's thinking about big things. Hope you treat him good. Okay. So, what would you say drives your passion?
It might be kind of wrong reasons, but one of them is of genuine fear of like failure, like a genuine fear of failure. Because I'm still like friends or at least associates with a lot of people that I knew from high school. So seeing just the completely different branches of life that everybody's in, it's almost like a culture shock. Because there's one person that I know, he was a teacher for a little while, and I think he does real estate now. There's some people I know that are literally doing just nothing at the age that we are. There's other people that have children. They're, figuring out life. And then there's other people that have children, moved in with the person that they're with or the person that they married for some cases. So just seeing those different things, making sure that I'm on the right end of that spectrum, that's definitely a big part of it. And then the other part is my girlfriend now. So I would essentially want for her to be able to do whatever things that she would hope for herself in the future, and not have to second guess or think about it because it's like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to. No, you can. Don't worry about it.
I love that. I love that mindset, because sometimes, as what you said, you see other people that you have grew up with, go to school with, and how their life turned out. Some turn out for the good, some turn out for the bad, but the ones that turn out for the good definitely want to motivate you. And failure, I have problem with failure. Yeah. Like, we're enemies, and that's what I fear too. So I like that. So what would you say is your biggest challenge?
Myself. Actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely myself. So I have a horrible habit of underestimating myself for a lot of different things, whether it's, oh, am I able to do this thing, or how much I can handle all of these sort of, different hurdles like that. So I would definitely say it's myself.
So as we spoke about failure, how have you gone through any failure? And if so, how do you handle failures or setback? How do you learn from them?
Honestly, when I think on the things that I did right and wrong with it, and then also I just speak to certain friends about it. So the same 2 friends I was talking about earlier, whenever I feel like I might not be able to do something, or, oh, I don't think I'm doing this right, I always go to them, because they'll tell me, honestly, you got it, or you don't got it, or, hey, just do these things and it'll put you in a position to where you can handle doing that. Like, they helped me out with starting up in the gym to the point where I literally just go by myself for hours on end. And the second friend was actually the one that said, no, those 45s are too light for you. raised weight. Me looking at him putting on an extra 25 pounds, I'm like, oh, he's going to kill me and crush my chest.
Oh my God. I like that. He's challenging you. He's pushing you.
Completely.
So I really like that. So what are some common distractions that can pull people away from their lane, you think of?
Let's see. Let me think. Honestly, I would say trying to find a fast way to do their goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because honestly, most of the things that anyone really wants to do, it just takes time. Like, you can't, like, you're not going to have a great relationship in 2 days. Because more likely than not, you're going to end it in 2 days.
Yes.
You can't build a house in 2 days. You need a couple months, maybe even years, to build that house to the exact way that you want it. So it's the same thing with goals.
Take your time, guys. Don't be rushing anything, all right? That's what he's literally saying to you, okay? So how do you continue learning and growing right now?
Always have an open mind and listen more than you speak. So anytime that someone comes to you, they might not agree with you, ask why. Just let them speak, hear out what they're trying to say. Now, obviously, you're going to want to add in your 2 cents, but hold yourself back. And listening to other people speak is the best way to learn. And it's the best way to understand other people as well. That
is so true. That is so true. Listen before you speak so you can properly comprehend. You're not just talking to talk, and I like that. So what's the importance of self-awareness to you?
So self-awareness for me is being aware of what I personally might deem as a limitation, and purposely trying to push myself past that limitation.
Yeah.
So I, for me, started up school again. Obviously, a limitation that I feel like I had was I don't really think I'm good at putting together like a longer pieces of writing. For example, until I had to write an essay, I think it was like 500 words. Now, realistically, it wasn't crazy because by the time I was done with it, I actually wrote 650.
Oh, wow.
But the past version of me that didn't know that at the time that I could write 650 would have said, this is too much. I don't think I can do it at all. And all it took was for me to just do the writing and just try it. Sometimes that's all you have to do, just try.
Just try. That's it. Just try. And you see so much potential. But do you realize that trying is like the hardest thing to do?
Oh, of course.
Because failure is what you put first. And it's like, why do you put failure in front of trying?
Because I know for me, one of the things that I struggle with sometimes is I don't think I should start this because I will assume I know what the outcome is going to be, even though I really don't. And, after second guess, you know what, just start it. You got it. Don't worry about it. Because even if you fail, there's something to learn inside of that failure. I could have just started this on this day instead, and then added an extra 20 minutes, and that would have fixed the problem right there. Something simple like that. That
mindset will definitely take you far, and I think that's the mindset that many people need to tailor, because failure is not the end of things. It only sets you up for a brighter future, so you know not what to repeat, and that is still true. So how can listeners apply your insight or story to their life today?
I would say you can use different pieces of what I said for everything. Now, learning how to listen much more than you speak, that'll help you everywhere, whether it's job, work, school, relationships. Everything is going to help you everywhere with that. And then just trying is going to help you, same thing with everything. You might not get the job, but at least if you tried to fill out the application, there's a chance you might get it. So
that is so true. Dream passenger in your lane, dead or alive?
Actually, my grandmother.
Your grandmother?
Yeah,
Aww.
my grandmother. So obviously super Guyanese, because I grew up with her essentially all of my childhood. If that lady saw where how I am right now, first off, would do nothing but applause. But she would push me even further. I want you to do this thing because you need to do it before I'm dead. That used to be one of her favorite things to say.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, definitely seeing that I have a very much thriving relationship. I'm getting ready to go into management at my job. She would be nothing but proud.
I love that. So what's a quote that keeps you focused? What's a quote that you go by?
The person that speaks the most in the room is most likely the most foolish one.
Ooh, you heard that, guys? You heard that? Yeah, listen up. I like that. I like that. Ooh, I love that. So, from a final closing, we're 30 minutes. We're over 10 minutes, but let's close it out. So I have to ask you this, right? If your lane could inspire the next generation, what legacy do you want painted on it?
Just because you think you can't do something doesn't mean you can't do something.
Okay.
Definitely. Because a lot of people are going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. You need to believe them when they say they believe in you.
Okay, so you want a legacy of inspiration.
Definitely.
I love that. So any final words of wisdom for our listeners for our close out?
Basically the same sentiments that I've had through the podcast. So try whatever you can try. Obviously, make sure it's not going to cause any harm to yourself. Always listen so that you're always learning, and failure can be your friend.
Oh, I love that. So discipline over our motivation, which one?
I'm going to say motivation, because as long as you have the motivation to start something, you're going to stick with it, and it's going to give you the discipline to continue it.
Okay, so discipline or motivation, y'all know that's my favorite question to ask, right? So everybody has their different, different choice. Some choose discipline, some choose motivation. That's his why. But as you know, I'm a disciplined girl, right? And I'm trying to input that, because if motivation fade, discipline, and you have that discipline, it's gonna always be there. You understand? There's days that you may not feel motivated to get out of the bed, but if you have that discipline, it's where you're
gonna get right back up.
I'm going to get up. You're not going to hold me down. And it's that discipline. You know, they said an habit take 21 days to really instill. So that's like that discipline. And that's something that I'm working on. But I want to say, Adamu, thank you for actually coming on today. We did 40 minutes. Usually I go like 30, 35. But this was amazing because we were ranting in the beginning, talking about people business.
Hey, got to get a little messy.
Right? I don't normally start my episode like that, but that was good. I'm talking about what's happening today in pop culture, out there right now. But for all my listeners out there, I want to say thank you all for, staying in your lane, minding your business, focusing on yourself, your goals, and what you need to do, okay? You can be a lane changer, but just make sure that you're focusing on whatever lane that you are changing, all right? Don't be gazing and don't get caught up in someone else's traffic. I'm your host, Samanta Harmond, and as usual, I always said seek the kingdom and all that you wish for will be granted to you. Start unknown, finish unforgettable. Stay in your lane. What we said? Stay in your lane. What we said? Ready, set, goals. Ready, set, goals. Ready, set, goals. Bye. Stay spicy.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.